For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 16 of Season 4 here in the Career Mode RTG. We are now out of the transfer window and into February, hoping to turn our league form around. We've been stuttering of late. No, I don't. That actually made me think about that for a brief second. Portuguese international management job, but no, I'm not going to do any international management in this series. At least I'm not planning on yet. Maybe for Euro 2020 when we get there, maybe I'll contemplate at the end of next season going into international management, but right now it's just not something I want to do. Lino Navarrete has come to me saying, my decision. What does that mean? Scout report on Fosu Mensa. It's a bit too late for that, I'm afraid. Jake Clark-Sells wants a wage rise. That's not a problem. This might come as a bit of a shock considering decided he wants to... Lino Navarrete is staying. Someone mentioned in the comment section that that would probably happen because that's kind of like the scripted thing with regards to certain things that players say. They kind of go on this whole journey themselves and end up either saying, right, yeah, I'm definitely leaving, or no, I want to stay. And Lino Navarrete has decided he does want to stay. So he'll be staying, which is good news. We start with a game against Chelsea here today, which is a massive tie, and then we'll play Sunderland. I think what we'll do is what we normally do when we head out of a transfer window is have a squad report, especially considering how many new players we've brought in, so you can see how everybody's getting on with regards to players who are already here, have a look in more detail at the stats of the players that we've brought in, and then we'll push further on with the rest of the league season, which will only be a handful of episodes between now and the end of the season, to be completely honest, because we're out of both cup competitions, and there's only 16 games to go for us. We'll play 2 today, so that'll knock it down to 14, and then that'll be 3 or 4 episodes and we'll be done. So 4 or 5 episodes and then we'll be done for the season. So it's extremely tight. Wow, I didn't realise actually how tight it was there. 4 teams on 39 points, although we do have a game in hand. Manchester United level on points with Arsenal as well, but they have a game in hand. And then you've got 2 teams on 36 points as well. So the battle for third and downwards is between Chelsea, ourselves, Spurs, Everton, West Ham and Stoke. And Leicester and Newcastle are only on 32 points. They're not that far away either. I think the top 2 are just going to continue to disappear above us. But we're battling for Champions League football now. It looks as if we might be battling for the title, but I don't think we're going to be strong enough, unfortunately, to be able to keep this the form that we did have up for the full season. And we've seen it kind of disappear a little bit recently, so hopefully we can get a point at home against Chelsea. I'd be happy with a point against Chelsea, and then against Sunderland I'd love all 3, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Chelsea are a very, very good side, of course, and we'll jump into this game now. Antonio starting for the first time on the right hand side, Paredes starting in central midfield for the first time as well, and Trippier making his debut, with Kieran Gibbs playing for the second time for us on that side of the back 4, and then Lotan still there on the bench. Might give him a first team start actually against Sunderland, but for now I'm going to leave him on the... Actually, yeah, no, I'll leave him on the bench and we'll start against Sunderland. I've got a couple of things with regards potential rotation throughout the squad for the rest of the season, try and getting him more involved. But for now, we'll jump in and we'll see how we get on against Chelsea. Drop the video a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you like what you see. And for now, time to take on Chelsea. Big game. Right then, the Chelsea team. We played them recently, and they played a pretty strong team against us. And I believe we lost. I can't quite remember. But Courtois, Callas, Varane, Manolas, Aspi, Matic, Angban, Kante, Willian, Dybala and Hazard. With Bonucci and Cuadrado and Traore, who we looked at actually, potentially signing on a pre-contract in the previous window. So an extremely strong Chelsea side, even stronger perhaps than the one in real life with Paulo Dybala in there, although you'd have to argue whether he's actually better than Diego Costa with the form that Costa's been in this year. Certainly in FIFA terms, Dybala is better because he's faster and got better dribbling. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on here. Willian is superb as well, but Jake Clark-Sells has made a fool of him there by just running up and taking it off him. And I actually forgot to offer Jake Clark-Sells a new contract, actually. And Navarrete could be in here, and he's turned well, but Rafa Varane comes across and gets the foot in. Very strong central defender. I'd actually love to see at Chelsea in real life as a Chelsea fan, but unfortunately it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Greco getting the footing though. We're causing Chelsea some problems here. If we can keep this up for the full game, then we might stand a chance of getting something out of this. Angban across to Matic, into Kante, to Dybala. Not sure where he's going. He's gone to Kante. Oh, if he'd have caught me there, N'Golo, then there could have been questions there whether that should have been a red card, because that was from behind and a lunge as well. You might count yourself a little bit lucky there that he didn't make contact. Angban here into Hazard. Trippier with him. Can't get the block on it, but Cooper makes a good save. It's the first chance that either side really have created in the opening 20 minutes. It's been very much possession-based play in the midfield. Paulo Dybala taking the corner. Surprising to see him out there taking it. Manolas wins the header and Dybala can't keep it in. So first chance comes for Chelsea and the first chance goes. 0-0 we stay at. Trippier inside to Loftus-Cheek. Lozano's there. Greco's made the run, but I'm not going to use him. Try and get it back to Ruben Loftus-Cheek here, who spins well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the shot's blocked and cleared away. My first chance, unfortunately, is blocked at source, but it was a nice move there from RLC to actually spin behind. Lunging tackle from Azpilicueta that somehow manages to get the ball away from Navarrete there, so unfortunately I'm not able to build a second opportunity. Cuadrado has come on here for Willian. He got booked after just 5 minutes. Not booked, he got injured after just 5 minutes or so, which is why Ruben Loftus-Cheek has that booking. And unfortunately for Chelsea, they had to make an early substitution. But Cuadrado's been just as good for them, and he's just as good in-game as Willian is. So he's still going to cause us problems on this right-hand side. Unfortunately, I haven't really caused them any problems thus far, but there is still an hour's worth of gameplay to go. Dybala out wide to Azpilicueta. Oh, jeeps. That had me worried for a minute. It's that angle towards the goal, and the goalkeeper didn't really react. Davinson Sanchez is getting booked for something. Corner for Chelsea. Paulo Dybala to take it. Eventually, there we go. And it's a decent one. Callas brings it down. Davinson Sanchez there with him. I can't foul him because A, it'll be a pen, and B, it might be a second yellow. Davinson Sanchez just runs off with the ball in the end, trying to poke it to a teammate to ensure we don't lose possession. We've done well. All right, well, what could have been quite awkward there turned out to be not that threatening. Gibbs to Lozano, back to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. See the run being made by Paredes, and I'm waiting for Antonio to arrive on the outside of me. He's not got there yet, so we give it to Trippier, who has great crossing, and unfortunately isn't able to pick out a teammate in the middle. 5 minutes to go in this first half, and I'm still yet to really cause Thibaut Courtois any sort of problems. But I did say I'd take a point at the beginning of the game, so if it stays at 0-0, I will be happy with the overall result. Paredes into Navarrete. Paredes has gone again, but I'm going to shoot early here with Navarrete, and now we have caused Courtois some problems, but unfortunately not able to get it past him. Navarrete will take the corner. It's looped in. Keeper's come for it, and he's caught it well. Looks like, unless anything drastic happens in the next 2 in-game minutes, that we'll be going in at 0-0 at half-time. It's Dybala in behind, turning inside. Don't want to let him get any space on that left foot. And he shot with his right, in fact, but Clark-Salter gets the block in. Corner to come in from Hazard. I'd like to keep a clean sheet if possible. And Paredes gets the header away, only as far as Callas, but that is a dodgy touch. Navarrete's done well to get that away from him. We'll look for Ruben Loftus-Cheek here. He's not the fastest, but he's growing quite well, actually, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And if Paredes can get this out here, that is a lovely ball out to Nicola Greco. Let's try... I tried a McGeady spin, but it didn't work. But Greco's going to have the shot. Courtois with a save, but Navarrete can't quite get there to turn it home. Work that inside there to Trippier, and then into the box. And Paredes spins on it on his debut. Courtois saves again. Thibaut determined to keep a clean sheet here. Lino Navarrete loops the corner in. Everybody was underneath that, but it was a Chelsea man that got to it first. Kieran Gibbs gets to the loose ball first, though. Ruben Loftus-Cheek going to go all the way back out to Antonio, but it's a poor ball, unfortunately. It's going to remain... Oh, we'll stay at 0-0 for now, but Loftus-Cheek can get that into Paredes. Now Lozano just doesn't make the movement. Greco looking for Lozano there, but I probably should have played that to Navarrete. Right? No, every time I want to end this highlight, I'll be like, right, we're going to stay at 0-0. Someone tackles someone in the midfield and has a counter-attacking opportunity, and we're still going here. I think this out wide with Paredes looking for Antonio, and he's brought it down well, driving past Aspi, and Lozano can look for Navarrete. Oh, at last, we found a way past Thibaut Courtois. Cambridge 1, Chelsea 0. We lead at home with 25 minutes to go. Driving run from Antonio. Lozano gets the assist, and he got something on it there, Courtois. You saw Navarrete just adjust his feet. He almost put his foot through the ground to get to that because of the physics engine, but we take a 1-0 lead through Lino Navarrete. What better way to announce that he's staying by potentially scoring a winning goal at home against one of your biggest rivals in the league. Cuadrado into Dybala. Shrugs off Nicola Greco. Great footwork from Dybala, but he's not going to shrug off Jake Clark-Salter, that's for sure. That pass was meant for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and unfortunately it's been misplaced. Here's Kieran Trippier trying to close down Eden Hazard. Gibbs gets the header in. Kante with the header, and how N'Golo Kante's beaten Davinson Sanchez in the air there. Not entirely too sure, but unfortunately Chelsea have pulled themselves back level there. He just didn't react in time. I tried to head it clear with Trippier, but... or it may even have been Jake Clark-Salter, but the CPU this year, when you tell them to clear it, a lot of the time they either head it behind for a corner or just head it the direction they're facing rather than actually getting it away, regardless of what you do with the left stick. I wanted him to head it away from goal. He's headed it straight across goal to N'Golo Kante with his second goal of the Premier League season for Chelsea to equalise. Paredes into Antonio. Antonio's side. Lozano. Oh, into Jamie McLaren. He's only just come on. Thibaut, stop it! Oh, it could have been 2 or 3 goals clear if Thibaut Courtois hadn't continually made good saves. That's a lovely cross from Paredes from the corner. I'm going to try and close down with Cuadrado because I think Paredes may have been offside if I tried to close that down with him. But unfortunately, with 8 minutes to go, we're still locked at 1-1. I said I'd take a point, but after the manner in which they scored their goal, I'm pretty disappointed to not be in front still. Although I still have to be happy with a point if I can get it, especially if my passing from defensive positions like that is going to be causing me my own problems defensively for the remainder of the game. Matic is pretty dead stamina-wise. Gibbs gets a good block in it. Greco out towards Antonio. Poke up there to Paredes, quickly through the gap. It didn't quite work the first time, but it's worked the second, and McLaren, can't squeeze it across because Matic gets in a good tackle, but Kante and Matic have chipped over each other. Well, that's a nice ball. Please win this header. Cuadrado chests it down, knocks it back to Dybala. Chelsea looking to get themselves a winner here. Can they come from 1-0 down to win by 2-1? Matic across to Kante, into Hazard, twisting and turning. Paredes with a good tackle. Whipped in. Here's Manolas. They may well come from 1-0 down and win 2-1. What's a first-time ball in that one? Was it first time? Regardless of whether it's first time or not, it's a hell of a delivery. Nobody tracked the run of Manolas, and he's arrived at the back post with an accurate header in at the near post into the top corner. It was a first-time ball from Azpilicueta, and that header from that angle, as the keeper's sprinting across at him, all he had to do was get it in that upper right quadrant, and it was guaranteed to go in the back of the net. And he's done exactly that. Antonio Conte celebrates in Antonio Conte fashion. We are behind here at Chelsea against Chelsea. I can't quite believe that we're going to end up losing this game. Thibaut Courtois, they have to thank for that, and some rather frustrating defensive mistakes from either myself or the CPU. Oh, I can't believe we're actually going to lose this game. Jamie McLaren made a good run there, and actually Nicola Greco's made one as well. Jamie McLaren's dropped a little bit deeper, but I could look for him through that gap. Oh, but Varane cuts it out. And it really does look like we're going to be losing this game. But they've given it to Hernan. Oh, and I've given it to Cesc Fabregas. Tackle him. Too late. Oh, that's really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Arsenal were playing Manchester United as well today. So it was first versus second. And second versus... or third versus... start that again, shall I? First versus second and third versus fourth. We had 6 shots, all of which were on target. And Thibaut Courtois made some very good saves in that game to deny us more than the 1 goal. And unfortunately, more than the 1 goal was what we needed. Man United win 3-1 against Arsenal, so they'll go top and still have a game in hand. So we top by 3 points and still have a game in hand. I didn't actually have a look at this, did I? Fosu Mensah looks pretty handy at 21 years of age, 77 rated. Don't think we'll go in for him next year, although we could contemplate it, I suppose. But we will now advance towards that game against Sunderland at the weekend, which now, considering we just lost to third place Chelsea, is actually even more important. Rodwell. Inside there to Barini. Rodwell, of course, a player that we were potentially interested in signing in January, although we leaned away looking at other options instead. Paredes here into Jedos, who's getting a start. And Bap Lotan is starting on the left-hand side of midfield, even though at this current moment in time he finds himself in a central position. And Roussillon starts at left-back. That's a great delivery in, but Joel Osoro just didn't read it, unfortunately. Joel Osoro also getting a start here, but we'll see what we can do from this corner. Navarrete whips it in hard and low. Sanchez wins the header, but there was no accuracy behind it, unfortunately. It's very, very foggy here at the Stadium of Light, but hopefully we'll be able to play on regardless. It was just, well, I'm not wearing my white kit, otherwise players on the far side might actually blend into the background, but hopefully we can get a victory here after a disappointing and frustrating defeat against Chelsea in the last one. Nice ball over the top by Rodwell, looking for Van Arnholt, who chests that down well, actually. Trying to stop him from getting it through to... Oh, lovely tackle by Elliot Bennett. That was brilliantly done. Almost wrong-footed himself, but was able to get the tackle in nonetheless. Back Lotta turns nicely, and we'll look to accelerate away from Matthews. I think he's only 3-star skills, Lotta. And yes, he is. Confirmed there as I tried to do a Ronaldo chop and he couldn't do it. Navarrete into Paredes. He's turned well. Came close to scoring against Chelsea and this time has done. Paredes' first goal for the club comes after 16 minutes at this stage. And we're like, jeeps, it's so foggy you can barely see. Lovely turn though on the defender. And then has rifled that right into the top corner. That's a great goal. 1-0 Cambridge. Sorry, Jordan Pickford. But you're having to pick that out the back of the net. That was so bad. I apologise. Here's Khazri. Oh, it's floated in well. Davinson Sanchez does well to rise up and get that away. Navarrete out to and back Lotta. A bit of footwork, but really didn't do much, unfortunately, to wrong foot the defender. Never mind, Paredes. I call him Paredes and they call him Paredes in the commentary. You'll have to let me know which way it is pronounced. I may even just go on to my pronunciation website and see what they say on there. That's normally where I get most of my pronunciations from. It's a website called forvo.com, Forvo.com. You can have, it's basically, so bury that. Oh, strike from Lino Navarrete. That was very good. Yeah, the website forvo.com is basically user-submitted pronunciations. So you get people from all over the world submit, just using their normal PC mic, etc., how to pronounce certain words. So that's where I get the majority of my... Oh, Jordan's got to do better than that. That's where I get most of my pronunciations from. That's why I call Jedos, because that's how it's pronounced in the Portuguese. And that's why I pronounce a number of the players' names why I do in a certain way, which sometimes frustrates people in the comment section that think it should be pronounced another way, but I pronounce it how people in that native language pronounce it on my pronunciation website. So that's what I go off. But we're actually having a very good game here as I'm just going off on a ramble about how to pronounce certain names. That initial ball was meant for Lotan, unfortunately, and I wanted to play him in so that he could then play... what sort of ball was that? So that he could then play Joel Asoro in, but unfortunately the initial ball went to Joel Asoro. Never mind, I really am waffling now. Cambridge 2, Sunderland 0 in the 28th minute with two very good goals. Corners come in from that far side from Navarrete. There we go, Davinson Sanchez underneath, flicked on, but tamely. It's quite comfortable for Jordan Pickford, that one. Sunderland, they just mentioned in commentary, looking to pick up a point at the very least here. They've actually lost their last 6 Premier League games in a row. So Sunderland are really struggling this year in this save. Oh, I nearly were able to backheel that through to Jedos. Unfortunately, didn't quite come off. Looks like we're going to be going in at the break with a 2-0 lead. And Sunderland staring a 7th straight Premier League defeat square in the face here. They've not been very good. I didn't expect them to be very good. That's why I was playing a rotation side. And it turns out that that was a good decision. Although, to be fair, both goals have come from first-team players in Paredes and Lino Navarrete. They have a corner here, though, to try and get something before the end of the game, end of the half. See if they can. Wabi Khazri delivers it in. Gila Boji with a header, but Roussillon gets it away, and that will probably be half-time. Roussillon to Lotin. Asoro. It's not played for a while, and as such, not scored for a while, but it would be nice to get him on the score sheet here if we can. Obviously, we'll see his goal-scoring stats so far this season when we do the squad report at the end of the episode. I'm actually going to try and pull this back and get him an assist, but well blocked by the defender. Navarrete with a whip from the corner. Davinson Sanchez has been the target of 2 corners so far, and each time he's come close to scoring. And this time, it wasn't directly from the header, but from the drop down afterwards, and he came close to scoring again there. That'll be a Barini here racing away, but we've got the tackle in. Asoro, make me run, please. All right, just stand there then. It's up to you. Poke that for Jedos, but really poor pass. Unfortunately, never mind. We are still 2-0 in front at least, so quite happy with that for now. To be fair, Jedos could maybe give us... Oh, forced myself too far wide, although it was a decent effort in the end. Caused Pickford some problems. I see the man running on the edge of the box. It's Roussillon. Poke that there to Jedos, who's rolled well, and this time does score. Cambridge 3, Sunderland 0 here away from home in the fog. We're dominating this one, but considering the form Sunderland are in, it's no real surprise. There goes the final whistle. 3 points assured. That was a very comfortable performance away from home at this stage in my life. Sunderland just not good enough by any stretch of the imagination. Unfortunately for them, it's a 7th straight defeat, and we'll go back to the league table and see how we're getting on, and we'll have a squad report to see how the players are doing on an individual basis. Right, let's see how everybody's getting on so far this season. Cooper is up 1 to 77, 13 clean sheets, 9 of which in the Premier League. He's growing quite nicely. His kicking is growing a lot quicker than anything else. I haven't trained him yet this season. We've been concentrating training on the other young goalkeeper, Watson. You can see here, if you can just compare his stats, his diving is better, his handling is getting there, he's higher overall, his reflexes are 2 better now, but it's his positioning and his handling. They're 2 of the most important stats for me when it comes to goalkeepers, and they're not quite as good as Cooper's, but there's not too much difference between them now. So give it another month or so in game, and I really think Aidan Watson will be becoming my first team goalkeeper. Watson is 6'4", and Cooper, I believe, is 6'2", so he has a couple of inches on him as well. It won't be long before Aidan Watson becomes my highest rated goalkeeper. Well, not highest rated, my first team goalkeeper. He's already the highest rated, but the individual stats mean that's why I'm playing Cooper, just to explain that. Kieran Trippier's stats, Trippier's stats, as you can see here, 6.4 overall average rating for him. Not playing that often for Tottenham, but has come in for us and will do a very good job for us at right back. Davinson Sanchez is up 2 to 72 rated, 77 rated, sorry, at 22 years of age. Growing across the board physically and technically, which is fantastic. Again, similarly, 9 clean sheets in 20 games for him. 9 clean sheets in 21 for Jake Clark-Salter. 81 rated, also up 2. I need to offer him a new contract, so I might as well do that now via this menu. He wants £6,000. I'm more than happy to offer him £6,000, and we'll do that. Right, there we go. That's that done and dusted. Save me forgetting about that later on, doesn't it? And you can see he's growing across the board as well, but we are contemplating selling him in the summer, but I'm still not sure whether I will or not. Kieran Gibbs, they are his stats. 18 games he played for Arsenal, so he wasn't actually as infrequent a starter as I thought he may have been for Arsenal this season, but 82 rated, a vast improvement on what we already had at left back, and obviously nice to get some more some more English talent into the club. Leandro Paredes, 1 goal, 1 assist in 2 games, an average of 8.6 in his overall from the opening 2. That's pretty damn good. And he's already started to improve technically as well since coming in, and vision is also up 1. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, again, continuing to train his tackling stats, and his overall will just continue to go up and up and up. The more so we do, as he becomes more and more of an all-rounded midfielder. But as you can see, he's growing elsewhere as well, which is fantastic. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 23 Premier League games. Michail Antonio's come in, and he's done all right. He's been pretty handy in the game that he played for me against Chelsea. We were disappointed not to get the draw from that one, at least. 2 goals, 5 assists for Greco. He's 85 rated now. You can see those stats really starting to shoot up. And he's decided now that he's very happy. Doesn't want to leave anymore. So no idea what's going to happen with him in the summer. Navarrete is 88 rated, as we saw. 6 goals, 5 assists for him now after that goal there against Sunderland, and he's continuing to grow across the board. Acceleration and sprint speed still going up. His technicals, well, he's got 3 stats already that are 99. His long passing is 96, so he's getting close to being 90 rated overall sooner rather than later. As soon as his shot power and his finishing is now 88, because I've been training that as well. I might start training his free kick accuracy, actually. That's kind of the one thing that he doesn't have at the minute, is the free kick accuracy. So maybe I should do that. He's got 88 curves, so there's been a call, in actual fact, in a couple of comments to train his free kicks. So maybe I'll do that. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to that later. Lino Navarrete. Anthony Lozano, 9 goals in 19 Premier League games, 6 assists. Had a very good pre-season, of course, absolutely lit up pre-season, and has been decent in the Premier League. Half the reason why we are where we are. Elliot Bennett is still growing well, 79 rated at 18 years of age, up 2 this season. See his stats there, not as heavily involved as I might like him to be, but if we do sell Jake Clark-Salter, then, although to be fair, we'll probably replace Clark-Salter with someone that's a lot better. But 99 stats everywhere for Joel Asoro as well. 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, 91 finishing, 92 short passing, 99 shot power. Valued at £38 million now. Only the 3 goals in 12 Premier League games though. It's not been firing on all cylinders for me this season, and that might justify us looking to move him on in the summer. Bradley Halliday is up 3 to 79 now Physically growing still very well indeed, and looking decent in the tackling stats too. Still unsure whether we'll sell him on, but I probably will, and we'll keep Kieran Trippier as my backup right back with the guy coming in from France. Mbappe Lotin has come in, started to grow a little bit technically and physically, but he's not been overly heavily involved yet, but he's only 20 years of age, so there's still plenty to happen there. Jamie McLaren is still growing up to 76. I mean, to be fair, 4 goals in 4 Premier League games, you can't really argue with that. He has every justification to be unhappy at his lack of matches. Maybe I should be playing him rather than Joel Asoro as a substitute and starting him in the odd rotation game. Hernan is up 1 to 76. Been a good, rock-solid midfielder for me so far this season. Very pleased with his performances. Benyat dropped 1 in rating, as we expected he would do this season, but has been superb for us in the first half of the season. Now, of course, his mantle being picked up by Paredes. Aidan Watson, we've already had a quick look at. Harry Darling is still growing across the board, so pleased with that. 20 years of age, 71 rated. Emre Moore has some high-rated 90 stats there. Obviously, he's on loan, and his loan ends this season, and now we're only playing 1 striker rather than 2 in a 4-4-2. He hasn't seen any football really this season. Felipe Zedos is still here, and still doing okay. 2 goals, 4 assists. 1 goal, 3 assists in the Premier League. So, all right, but not setting the world alight. Luke Berry is still here, having the odd bit part role to play. Luke, obviously, one of the better Cambridge United players in real life. Jerome Roussillon has been rock solid for me at left back, but you can't blame me for upgrading to Kieran Gibbs, to be fair. And Gieselman has moved on, so Roussillon has dropped back to a rotation role. Bailey Wright, we tried to move him on. We weren't able to, but hopefully he'll move on in the summer. Ewan Watson is continuing to grow quite well in his loan spell at Portsmouth, although not sure how many games he's played. Tyler Brown is up to 74 as well, playing at Wigan. And Rico Henry is up to 72, playing at Bristol City. So we have options in with regards to young players in other positions as well. So something to bear in mind when we get back to pre-season training next season. The league currently looks like this. We are, thanks to that win, now above Chelsea as we've played our extra game in hand, and above them on goal difference alone. Man United can extend their lead over Arsenal to 4 points should they win their game in hand on them. We can close the gap to just 4 points ourselves if we win our game in hand as well. West Ham there on 40 points, and then Spurs and Everton on 39, Stoke on 37. City are recovering up to 9th now. They were recently down in 13th or 14th. Liverpool still down there in 14th. No idea what's going on with them. Sunderland, as you can see, now lost 16 games, 7 in a row as we mentioned. Burnley have won just once in 24 games, but they've drawn 14. So they've only lost 9 games. They've lost only 1 more game than me in 3rd. I've lost 8 games this season, and Burnley have lost only 9, but they've drawn 14 and only won the 1. That's mental. No wonder they are where they are in the table if they're drawing 14 of 24 games. That's nuts. That's where we'll leave it for today, though. We'll be back up to 3 games as of tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.